So the other day, I pulled out a notebook that I wrote in 2023, and I decided that I wanted to reflect back on what was I writing in 2023, what were some of the ideas that I had, why did I have them, and now that I'm reviewing them in 2026, are they accurate to what I thought 3 years later would be and what my future would be like? And looking at this one page, which is from 2023, and unfortunately, I did not date this page specifically, which I usually do. But on the pages before, it looks like it's somewhere in like January of 2023, which at that time I was watching a lot of David Meltzer, also listening to his podcasts on an everyday basis. Everything I did, it was always, how can you make one person's day better that can influence another person, which could then influence a million people. David Meltzer says something of that sort every single podcast. And it really rung true to me and what I wanted to eventually, impact and what I wanted to do with my brand, Smiley Impact. So here, I don't know if you could read all that, but I'm going to take some B-roll of it so that you can read it. I remember one of the lessons that David Meltzer would have is just write out everything that identifies with you and your brand. So it's pretty much like the core values, I would say, of what my brand is and what I want it to be. So I'm going to rattle off a bunch of these words that I wrote down and why they ring so true to me and why that is my brand and what I want to continue to push and what I want the future to look like. And, whether it's all of my employees and this is kind of their outlook or taking some different outlooks that they have and incorporating it into the Smiley Impact brand. But here we go. So I wrote Rai brand. I guess that's my nickname that I give myself in all my notebooks. It's either Rai's list or Rai's brand or Rai's this. So starts off with love and help, genuine, creative, and loving, positivity, happiness, on time. So I have that circled off. I have on time because I think that is so important for you to deliver everything that you said you were going to deliver it on time. There's obviously going to be some circumstances where, you either send a video to the client, they don't get back to you with certain notes until a later date. So it gets pushed along, the timeline, but always be on time. If you say that you are going to have the video to them within 5 days, you must have the video to them within 5 days. Now, I know I probably have some clients watching this being like, oh, well, sometimes, Ryan might send it on the 6th day. I try for that to be such a rare occasion, and I really try to set the expectation these days super clear so that everything is fluid in my interaction with any clients that I have. The other things that I wrote here were empath, humor, funny, accountable, and I think these all ring true, especially empath. So, for example, with a lot of clients, sometimes you might go on set with them or you might go on site with them. They might not be feeling their best that day, whatever it may be. Maybe their coffee spilled in the morning. Maybe they're having issues with their clientele. You have to be empathetic to that. You have to understand where their strong points are, what days they're doing best, and just kind of ride that wave with them. So I really love the fact that I am an empath and I can feel other people's emotions so much because I feel like that does really help me at the end of the day deliver what my clients want for their brand. Funny and humor. I like to think of myself as a funny person. I don't know if I'm funny or not, but I feel like anytime I'm entering the room, I'm always trying to make something fun, make light of the moment, always just having people smile, which brings me to my next thing that I circled on this list in 2023, which was smiley. At this time, I still didn't have my brand name, Smiley Impact. So looking back at this, it's really interesting that in my Rai brand, I have that one circled and it eventually became the company name. So you just never know what's going to end up, being when you write something down, when you manifest something, when you say it out loud, it can become true at any moment. It took probably a few months. I want to say that after writing this down, I probably named the brand 6 months later. So that was really cool. I also have on here fun, loving, energy, relatable. You got to be having fun on set, in my opinion. If you're a videographer or anything you do, it's like, why do it if you're not having fun? So I really hold true to that. Energy, you have to bring the energy to the room. Whether you're just in the room, if you're at a networking event, bringing that energy is just going to do so much for you. It is truly unbelievable. Just bring in that positive energy. You never know what can happen. Relatable. Relatable is big. I feel like mirroring people's energies is a huge thing that you should do. Some people think that, oh, well, you're just mirroring somebody's energy and that's, kind of like, what would the word be? Like, I can't think of the word right off top right now because I don't even have that word in my vocabulary anymore. But I think being relatable to people and mirroring people's energies, I think that that's not a bad thing at all, especially if you have good intentions with that person or with that client or with the room of people. Like if you have good intentions at the end of the day with why you're trying to be relatable or why you're mirroring energy, I don't think that is a problem at all. Entrepreneur, a lot, sports. I have those on there. I want to say that I wrote a lot because I feel like I'm always doing a lot. I don't ever want it to be just the same exact thing over and over and over. I always say that I'm putting on multiple hats all throughout the week, all throughout the month. When I work with a brand, I'm really trying to understand why that owner is doing what they're doing, why they want to market in a certain way, who is their target audience. So I'm putting on their owner hat as I am marketing it, as it is my own company. That's how I think about every client that I end up partnering with. I want to look at your brand like it is my own company and that I am a partner of you. And it isn't just, oh, I'm just a hired gun. Like, no, I want your company to succeed because that's going to allow myself and my company to succeed much more in the future as well. So that's why I think I put a lot. Always doing a lot, but always trying to find balance at the same time. And that's always the goal, is do as much as you can, have as much fun as you can, live life, don't let life live you. That's why I put that on the back of a t-shirt. Shout out to Juan Cruz. Sports. Why did I write sports here? I grew up playing sports. That was the number one thing in my life, was sports. Whether it was basketball, baseball, football. I play tennis every now and again. I play golf. I've just always loved sports. I think that if you don't look at your brand or you don't look at your journey like as a sport, as, competition and also enjoying the moment, working as a team, all those core values that you learn in sports, I try to pull that over to the entrepreneurial side and to the business side, because I think that it can only do you right if you're, taking your journey as sport and using all the motivations and also using the disciplines that you put in place for yourself. I think it's huge. So that's why I wrote sport. Early bird, natural, and easy. Early bird is huge for me. I am an early bird. I've always been an early bird. And I will continue to always be an early bird. I truly believe that when you are up early and you start the day with the birds chirping outside and the sun rising and meditating and praying and also reading a book at the same time, also having your coffee first thing in the morning, I wake up usually around like 6:30. Maybe I don't get out of bed until 7, sometimes 7:15. I still think that's an early bird in my opinion. Now, my dad would watch this and laugh at me and be like, brother, I've been getting up at 5 a.m. for the last 39 years. But I think that any time within that like 7:15 earlier, I think that that is completely an early bird. Get up, get up before most of the world, have your coffee, have your water, have your creatine, have your electrolytes, take your vitamins, read a book, write down what you're grateful for. You know, do the things, do the morning routine, create a morning routine for yourself. I think I'm just talking to my past and future self and now. But if anybody can take this and run with it and, use it as some type of push or some type of motivation or use it to create a discipline, please do. That's what this is all about. That's why I'm doing this video in the first place. And natural and easy. I believe that these last two words that I wrote, they are really crucial to any brand. It has to feel natural. It has to feel authentic. And it has to flow easily. Like if it's not flowing easily, there's something going wrong. There's something wrong in the formula. There's something wrong with the energy that you're putting out. There's something wrong with the people that you're working with. Just try to drop those things that are not going in that easy direction or not flowing correctly. Drop them. Like stop allowing the clutter to continue to clutter your life, and allow the people that are not cluttering your life, or the clients that aren't cluttering your life, or the people that aren't cluttering your life. You have to make it feel simple and easy. Now, obviously there's going to be days that it's tough. Maybe something is just going wrong. Maybe you just don't understand what you need to do next. Maybe there's a block in the road that is just like, we all run into these types of problems. But release those things that are really cluttering your brain, and like those clients that you have a gut feeling that it's just not right, or the people it's just not right. It's not easy. I don't feel right around these energies. I don't feel right doing what I'm doing. Drop it. Find something else. Another door is definitely going to open. So with all this being said, I'm sitting here. I was a little nervous to film this video, if I'm being quite honest. I film people all day long. I always am convincing people it's really not that hard. But as I'm now, let's say 5-6 minutes into this video, it feels so much more comfortable. And I don't mind talking to the camera. I honestly like the interaction. So if somebody is watching this and they're feeling a little stuck, like I was in 2023, definitely stuck in 2023, 3 years later, I do feel as though I am getting unstuck. I feel as though I am flowing more properly. Take it from me, write down like, what are those core values? What are the things that just are, embody you? Write those things down. Look at them later in life and just see, like, am I living out these things that I truly believe are me? Am I actually living those things out? When I look at this list, I feel as though I am living these things out truly, and I love it so much. So write down all those core values and write down what your brand is. Look back at it, analyze it in the moment, and just run with that. Run with that momentum. Just keep pushing. So with that all being said, I appreciate everybody who has tuned into this video. If I ever have, been late on a project for you, I do apologize. It is something that I try to keep very rare. Like, it is very rare that it's going to be a late project. But with all that being said, again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And, tune in to everything that we're doing here at Smiley Impact. We're just trying to make people smile every single day, whether that's through a t-shirt that someone's wearing that says smile on the front, live life, don't let life live you on the back. You should smile more on the back. Everything is just to increase positivity in the world and increase people helping out in the world, helping each other out. So if you rock with that, subscribe to this channel, like this, comment something that maybe you've done in the past to get yourself out of like a hole, or, you know, try to build momentum in a new way. Let me know. I'd love to hear that story. I'd love to, you know, talk about it. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.